So this is probably the most important part of our TurboDirt mix, our compost blend. We put a few different types of compost and manures into this until they break down to, as you can see, a nice fine consistency. And then we add in our dry amendments and let it cook for about a month's time. And as you can see, during that process, we get a nice bacterial fungal growth over the top as well, which helps all those nutrients break down. So a quick overview of some of the nutrients that go into our TurboDirt mix. We've got alfalfa meal here, soybean meal, malted barley, which you can see one's actually sprouted out the side of the case, coconut meal, gypsum, kelp meal, sulfate of potash, crustacean blend, volcanic rock dust, guano. Now what makes our compost blend super unique is this hardwood mushroom block which we get from Michael at Illawarra Mushrooms. Once that's mixed in and cooked down, it really helps our microbiology digest this microbiology. As you can see here by all this fluffy white mycelium from the bacteria and the fungus. After we've got our nutrition and compost all cooked down and ready to go, it's time to mix it up into our final TurboDirt product. So to start with, we use perlite. Add a bit of water to stop the dust. Because we use equal portions of our perlite, compost and peat moss, what we're going to do now is add 100 litres of our compost blend into the hopper. We prefer to use peat moss over cococoir for a number of reasons, but if you're making your own soil at home, you can use cococoir if you want. We choose to use perlite for our aeration choice for a number of reasons. Number one, it's super lightweight to ship and we can get it all around Australia for quite cheap compared to other sources. Number two, it's also readily accessible for us here in Wollongong and is a great high quality horticultural aeration. These bins are a new addition to our process, the Nally Mega Bin. As you can see, they're vented all the way around and on the bottom to give our compost even air penetration in this full 800 litre tin, all the way to the centre. One of the reasons we choose to use peat moss is we just find overall it adds a much better biological base to a living soil. Now if you are going to be working with this stuff in large quantities, as you can see, some good quality masks is all the rage. So now that process is all complete and it's into the bags. It's no less than a week and it's out the door to one of our wholesalers or to our customers. Now don't forget, when you grab your TurboDirt, just to throw in a pack of rootroids and fruitroids, and that'll see you through the entire cycle. Once you finish using your TurboDirt, what we're going to do in the next video is show you how to reuse it so you don't have to buy TurboDirt again and you can save money. So here we are again with our no-till garden bed. It's been about 4 weeks since that last video and a lot's happened in that time. Shortly after our last video, we got a nice thick white mat of mycelium over the top of the soil. What that signifies to me is that all that microbiology has woken up and started to digest those nutrients that we put down. You can even see this gum leaf here is completely overtaken with fungus and starting to degrade. Now I had a quick look at the calendar and we're actually only about 4 weeks out from our spring. So what we're going to do, rather than put down a seed crop, is I'm going to use these nasturtium seedlings, which we've had growing upstairs in a small NFT system. Now these guys haven't had any nutrition applied to them yet, just water in their Jiffy pods. So what we're going to do is put 6 of these across the bed, and they are absolutely going to explode in growth. Because they're such quick growers, what we're going to do in about 4 weeks' time is re-mulch them back into the soil, so all those growth hormones and nutrients will be released for our next crop. We've got 6 nasturtiums here, so what I'm going to do is just go and make 6 even holes spread throughout the bed. Now they don't have to be perfectly spaced, that's fine. Okay, now what we're going to also add is some rootroid granules. What this is going to do is make sure that these nasturtiums straight off the bat have access to a mycorrhizal association. You really don't need a lot of this stuff, guys. It comes with a handy scoop. What we're going to do is just half a scoop per hole. And what we've just done there is inoculated with over 250 mycorrhizal spores per gram that we've used. Now don't be afraid of overdoing our granule product, guys. It's really hard. So just try and stick to 1 to 2 scoops per transplant hole. Okay, now that's literally the hard work done. All we've got to do now is put our nasturtium seedlings straight in the holes. Now those roots coming out are literally directly in contact with that mycorrhizal fungus, meaning they've got an association available straight off the bat. Okay, there we go. So we've got our 6 little seedlings in there now, and I'm confident that in 4 weeks' time, we are going to see no more mulch layer. I reckon that they're going to completely grow, and hopefully we're even seeing some flowers by that point as well, that we can literally chop off at the surface, reincorporate into the soil for all those growth hormones and minerals. Okay, now one thing I have noticed when I've replanted those is we've still got a fair bit of that mushroom block, the hardwood component left. So what I think I'm going to do is a compost tea blend today. So how about we just get upstairs and I'll show you how we're going to brew that, and then we'll come down and apply it. Okay, now we get a lot of emails asking about the best way to make a compost tea at home. So today I'm just going to show you a super simple method. The first thing we've included in our bucket today is a Aqua One 101 Maxi water pump. Now what this allows us to do is to move the water from the bottom of the container up to the top and have it continually recirculating like that. The second piece of equipment we've used today is just a simple air stone where the air is supplied by an Aqua 2500 air pump. And on the end of that, just a simple air stone like this. All these components are super cheap, super small, and super quiet, as you can hear, but that's all you need to make your own compost tea blend. Because we don't have any large actively growing plants in our garden bed, all I'm trying to do is start slowly reincorporating nutrients and minerals back to the bed. Today we're doing a 15-litre brew. So what we're going to add in is 1 handful of a quality sieved compost. Today we're using our 4-in-1 compost blend. So there's our good handful, just like that. And we're just going to spread that evenly throughout our bucket. Okay, trying to break up any clumps as it goes in. Now, as you saw from our last video, I was a little bit worried about the nutritional content of the bed, namely the phosphorus and the potassium levels. So what we're going to do today with our compost tea is focus on both of those. Now, a great way to get potassium into your soil is by using these onyx prills. Now, you will notice they're also quite high in nitrogen, but the nitrogen in this product is largely made up of amino acids. It's much more complex than your standard nitrogen product. Because we've got 15 litres here, what I would recommend of this product is 1 tablespoon per 5 litres. So we're going to do 3 tablespoons today, or about 60 ml. Now I'm using a smaller scoop, so I'm having to do a few more, but that's literally it. And we just let that recirculate, and that's gonna break down in no time and become available in that water for those microbes to start breaking down. Now, to help re-amend our phosphorus side of things, what we're going to use today is our mineralized phosphate powder. MPP is actually bat guano harvested from a cave in Indonesia. The microbe count in this thing is absolutely off the charts. There are microbes in this that literally you won't find anywhere in Australia. Now, its phosphorus content is 10, and its calcium content is also 10, so it's absolutely perfect. I would also recommend for this product you use about 1 tablespoon per 5 litres of your compost tea, but because the phosphorus in this product is much higher than the potassium in our previous product, what we're going to do is add in 1 tablespoon of our MPP. What this will do is give us an even ratio of phosphorus and potassium in this brew, just so we know nothing gets out of hand up the road. That's literally all you need of both of those products. Now that water, a lot of people are probably thinking that pump's gonna block up. You'd be surprised how fine these products are, and they just will flow straight through it, as you can see there. Now, a lot of our customers are just going to stop there with their compost tea, and to be honest, that brew's got everything the life needs to multiply over the next 24 hours. But what we're going to add in now is just a little dash of our ocean-grown deep sea sugar and kelp. The reason we're adding the ocean grown is I really want to focus on that potassium level, which is generally the most water soluble part of the bed. So I really want to make sure we've got enough potassium in there for our first crop. So for this 15 litres, I'm just going to do 2 capfuls, or about 1 milliliter. And there we have it. Everything's already dissolved. Water's still running freely through the pump, absolutely nothing blocking it up. And in 24 hours, that is going to be ready to dilute 50-50 and water directly on your plants. As you can see, no large chunks in here. It's an absolutely perfect combination of products to do your compost tea. So all we're going to do now is leave this for 24 hours to keep brewing, and all those microbes can multiply. And then we're going to take it down to our garden bed and apply 5 litres of this with 5 litres of water. That recipe I've just shown you today is not only great for reinvigorating old garden beds like ours, it's actually perfect for flower as well. Many of our customers are already using that exact combination of ingredients, and you should see their harvest. They are really pushing organics in the right direction. So what I've got here is a watering can filled halfway up with the compost tea mix you just saw us make, and then we've just simply filled the other half up with plain water. And what we're going to do is give this garden bed now about another 5 litres. Now we've put down our compost tea, you can really see how maintenance free this bed is going to be for the next 4 weeks, besides a little bit of water here and there just to keep the moisture levels up. And with that said, we've got to start thinking about exactly what we're going to be growing in this soil. So if you've got any ideas, drop us a comment below and we'll start having a chat about it. Till then, have a great month and happy gardening, and we'll see you in about 4 weeks' time.